very good afternoon once again, and the time right now is 3:12 p.m. on Saturday the 3rd of August. We are bringing you live from the Foundation of Goodness's Sinigama Center of Excellence. And after that very special segment, now we're moving on to our next segment, which is the Good Volunteer segment. As you all know, we interview some of our most amazing volunteers, and this week we have a very special guest with us today at the studio, and it's a bit of a crowded studio today. We have several people, and we have our founder, Mr. Kushil Gunasekara, as well as our amazing volunteer. She has come all the way from Switzerland, and I had the pleasure of interacting with her during one of our classes. She has been super supportive, and we can't wait to hear her story. But first of all, we still have Natalie here at the studio, and I believe she will be asking 2 questions. Natalie, would you like to start off the segment and do the honors by asking the first question from Romy, who has come all the way from Switzerland?
Hi, Romy.
Hi, Natalie.
So, as the first question, I'm going to ask, what do you feel about this Foundation of Goodness?
Well, it's for me such a pleasure to be here. It's such a pleasure and honor to also be on this session with you today. Having had the opportunity to experience you just before, I have to say, whenever I put a step into the foundation, it's such a special environment here. It's such a special spirit here. I think that makes all the difference, and that makes it all possible, all the great work that is being done here.
Then, I think Switzerland is famous for chocolate.
That's true.
Yeah, wow.
Chocolate, cheese, banks, and watches.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
beautiful big mountains also in snow.
So, what are the famous chocolates chocolate brands in your country?
So one is Lindt, you probably know it, and then I think the one that everybody loves is Toblerone. And we have a couple of more, Caillé, for example, which is a French name. I think these are the 3 biggest ones, which probably are known outside of Switzerland.
I have tasted Toblerone.
Have you? And what do you
wow.
think about it?
It's tasty.
Shall I bring some next time?
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
right?
So when she asked me, what is it you want from Switzerland, I said, cheese and chocolates. So now you will also get next time. And maybe next Saturday we'll bring her something.
Yeah, absolutely.
From what you gave.
What I didn't know, that Toblerone is the favorite here, if I had known.
That's
So I learned something today,
It is.
and next time I will bring a suitcase full.
But she'll,
Hope it will not melt
but
before.
we'll try and share what she has already brought, because you're such a special, young, beautiful lady. So we will definitely bring something for you to share with your family, and especially with your brother. So we'll try and bring some chocolates for you. That's from Switzerland, gifted to me, but I will give it to you. Okay.
All right. Thank you
we
very
must-
much, Natalie, for asking those questions. Delighted to have you.
It's a pleasure
Fantastic.
meeting you, Natalie.
Yes, thank you.
Fantastic. Very, very nice. And we can't praise you enough. Now we will make you a real star. So now, end of the year, we'll have a chat in English. Don't forget. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Okay, thanks
And
very
with that, so I hear that our special volunteer has been visiting the Foundation of Goodness since 2005, and that is almost 20 years, 2006. So almost closing in on 20 years, and that is an incredible story. So I would really love to hear that story and how you found out about the Foundation of Goodness and what inspired you to really keep in touch for almost 20 years.
Yeah, it all started with a book project at the time. So I was working for a watch company, and we were also collaborating with the Laureus Foundation, which was a big supporter of the foundation at the time. And the aim was to do a reportage on the foundation of goodness. And so I came here with a journalist and with a photographer, and we took images of everything that existed at the time. For me, it was amazing when I arrived here. Somehow it seemed a little bit as if, even though it was 2 years after the tsunami, you could still see the impact so badly everywhere. I mean, I did this travel from Colombo down to Sinigama, and I thought, oh, there is so much that still needs to be done, right? It seems as if this tsunami was yesterday. And then I met Kushil Gunasekara for the first time, and I think it was an immediate connection somehow, which you sometimes cannot explain. I think it just, you felt that there is a person who just has the means, has the goodness, has everything it needs to change things, and that was very impressive at the time.
Yeah, I think Romy is also a very special lady. I met her when actually, like she described, because she represented the very famous brand called IWC Watches, and they were sponsoring also the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation. So Laureus Sport for Good Foundation by that time had taken like a collaborative, kind of arrangement with the Foundation of Goodness, largely and I think more exclusively thanks to Sir Ian Botham, when he came here just after the legendary late Shane Warne, he came, and because of his connection with, Laureus Sport for Good Foundation, then the next time when he was coming, then the IWC sent, Romy to do this book, which actually last night we just, picked it up on the, in the living room, and we were seeing, and we thought we should take scans of all those pages and put up somewhere, because it's about the train. You could see the train on our cricket ground, how it looked, and my gosh, when I see, what it was like, 2005 or 6, it was in real, like a village kind of atmosphere ground that we turned into a fabulous, venue. But so, I mean, so since then, IWC supported the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation. Laureus Sport for Good Foundation had a partnership with us for 15 years. Generally, no donor stays that long, but they kept going with us, and I think Sir Ian Botham was largely instrumental in trying to keep this, collaboration and going productively, and it was so meaningful and worthwhile because they were into sports. That's how we got a lot more engaged into the development of sports along with MCC and Surrey. But what happened thereafter is that Romy on her own decided, I'm going to come and volunteer. So since then she has been volunteering with us, I think about 6 times, but it's just that she came almost every year and every other year, but she had not been here for the last 9 years. So now she's come again, and she's here for 2 weeks, but she's volunteering in Colombo, and she's she's the head of communications now with another watch company, which is pretty famous, called Breitling, and she's heading communications. So our communications department is working with her on so many different areas that we had planned, and she's giving us a lot of great tips how to enhance our style of communications, the creativity part, the placement in the social media, and she's fine-tuning a lot of things which are really helpful because she's exposed to top media, going to New York, promoting the watch brand, and she's conducting media programs and press conferences and all of that stuff. So she has a lot of experience, and I think she's very serious, and she works because I work till about probably 7:38. She's also got used to now. I saw her in the boardroom the other day working till about 7:30 or 8, and so glad to get her into the Foundation of Goodness flagship venue in Sinigama, where it has rekindled memories of a visit before, and she's really charged up because we have a lot of programs now that we've lined up as initiatives to not only showcase the Foundation of Goodness but add value to all those who are involved with us. Like, for example, let's say Game Goodness that we want to one day release to kids, and maybe Natali can also be a good ambassador for the Game Goodness because it's in an age group, age 6 to about 12, so we can actually show her also next time, how to play, the Game Goodness, and inculcate values. So coming back to Romy, we are very, very fortunate. She's kept in touch. She's never, she feels like Foundation of Goodness is like a second home when she comes here, and she's getting involved. I mean, when she sees something, she says, let's do this, let's do that. You don't have to ask, but she just is so proactive. And anyway, volunteering, she's giving her energy, she's giving her resources, more importantly, the time. Anything you can get back, as I always say, but time not. Right? Once you give that time, the time is gone. No matter what, however rich you are, you can't get back the time, whether you're famous or not. And also, in another way, she's also, increasing her self-worth by sharing and caring with those who are less fortunate and, in rural disadvantaged communities. So, we salute your empathy, compassion, and I always say hands that help are filled with blessings. And she always doesn't forget people. She brings as many goodies she can, shares with everyone. She feels for inequality. So I think she's someone very, very special as a volunteer who's done some tremendous work over the years, and she can well afford to go to other countries and while away this time that she has taken for 2 weeks, but not. She wanted to somehow come to the Foundation of Goodness and be with us and help. So that has been truly, truly amazing and extraordinary. So I'm wishing Romy to go experience more good fortune, become very, very well in time to come. She might write a check for the Foundation of Goodness and say, here it is, here's my contribution. And that's what I'm hoping for. All lies, but I'm talking
well,
about.
Kushil, it's very easy to work and for the foundation, and especially I think nobody can immediately when he get to know you and get to know the foundation, you just want to be part of it. You want to be part of doing all that good. It's so incredible, and I mean the development that you have done in those 20 years now almost. I mean 18 years I have experienced and seen the progress. I think it's just really, there are no words for this, and I think it can only be done in the way that you are promoting it and the way that you are doing it with really this kindness and this goodness, and really encouraging everybody to just be part of that story, really. And I think that's what makes the difference, and what encourages everybody to really contribute.
Yeah, but that apart, when we have associates and volunteers and donors of this caliber and stature, then we get encouraged, and it fuels our passion to do more good without fail. So I think it's a two-way thing, and we're very lucky because I know she hasn't been here for 9 years, but I must say she's been encouraging us year after year. Whenever she sees something, she sends a message. And also, we've not been sometimes keeping in touch probably for 10 months, but moment we exchange ideas, it's very unconditional, and also it revives our friendship, and also the Foundation of Goodness at heart. She always wants to promote, and the ideals, and so maybe she was in her past birth born in Sri Lanka,
Who knows?
and maybe in this area.
That's what I thought also once before. Must be my ancestors probably that spent some time here. Could be with my English background, right?
Yeah, she has an English and a Swiss background, so that's also is amazing, and more importantly, her exposure to international levels is absolutely outstanding. Yeah.
I do hear you, Kushal. When we have donors, volunteers of that capacity with that professional track record, etc., it not only fuels us, but I think it also fuels the networks of similar people in such capacity. So it's important for us to have that level of donors and volunteers as well, because then it reaches their networks, and those networked people also have a interest in volunteering with the Foundation of Goodness.
And also she's a very positive lady and thinks of the good side always, and wants to keep going, never giving up, and as I always say about the 10 most powerful 2-letter words, and that is, if it is to be, it is up to me. So I think we're very privileged to have her here this time, though she still lost track of the way to the Foundation of Goodness, and she said, oh my gosh, so much has changed here.
I wouldn't have found a way in, basically, because there are so many buildings around it these days, which didn't exist last time.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the good thing as well. We have actually upgraded, and probably when you came here last, we might have had about probably 12, 14 sectors, but now we have 25. So that also might have given you a new perspective of, how it is. So we try our best, Romy, to keep improving and strive for excellence. So that's what we do, and more importantly, to ensure girls like Natali are given that kind of opportunity, the training, the exposure, the facilities, so that she can develop herself to make the progress in the right direction. So we're very
the best
happy.
Example today that we have.
Best example, and she's smiling all the time, So that is also absolutely fantastic. All the time smiling, Natali. So Romy is also.
Let me congratulate also for the work that everybody has done here, that you have done.
I think we have a really good team.
You have a great team here. I mean, everybody that I meet is just a personality, and really, I think that makes the strength of it.
And I think also we have, except for Vishmi, who's the other star running this, Good News Radio, and she's always, upbeat, and her style of comparing and moderation is hard to beat. So, but we also have 4 other volunteers here and interns, who are doing some amazing work, and they're learning about the Foundation of Goodness. They're going around, going into those sectors. It's such a beautiful feeling to have them, and so. Yeah, I mean, very lucky, and hopefully we can make, a lot of the rural disadvantaged communities empowered to become better, bigger, and make an impact to our country.
You definitely already have, and I'm sure that was only the start of it, and there is much more to come.
I don't know, it has been going for 20 years, and I'm getting old, I'm about to retire. Oh my God.
Not yet, Kushil.
Not yet. I think everyone said that in unison.
Oh my God. The way I'm running my race, I don't know. I might fall down and you might have come pick me up.
But you heard the voices. It was all together, not yet. Thank you very much, Kushil, for conducting this session. And
finally, thank you so much, Miss Romy, to joining with us today segment. And we learned a lot of things from you today, and today 1:30 class. And thank you for volunteering us, and thank you for being with the foundation.
And she's coming
Thank
next
you
week.
so much.
She's coming
I'm
next
honored.
week as well.
I'm so
And she's coming next week as well. So now next week we'll put her straight into the class, and then she has more time to volunteer and discuss with you all. And also, Romy, it's about, I think, mentoring and guiding them as well, because they're going to go to the university. They're going to and also about their career as well. As you know, you have had a successful career in your area of communications. So I think they also can be given lots of lessons how to get to where they want to go.
Yes, I think a career in communications, as much as it's available in Sri Lanka, there's not much thought or guidance that goes into earlier career professionals about communications. We are still stuck in our traditional career methods of the doctor or lawyer or engineer. So communications as a career path, that would be great for you to give some insights to the students next week.
It would be my absolute pleasure, and I'm looking forward to it. It has been such a pleasure already today, and I've learned a lot also from you and your stories, and I look forward to next week.
And I think, Vishmi, there's one more other thing, because I know Karen has taken on the to mentor and guide the women's empowerment sector, and she's someone who's absolutely top quality lady, so professional, bright, so artistic, and very creative, entrepreneurial type of person. And she also has taken the shop goodness under her purview when she's volunteering, and she's coming once a fortnight, and she will improve the syllabuses, she'll audit whatever and keep raising the bar. So I know she's one person who listens to this program from day one. There is not a day I think she has missed out. So I think I have to also on radio, and the Good News Radio, and I think you can thank as well. But what I'm saying is that she's been someone who's also promoting us, encouraging us, working alongside with us. She's also got a lot of expertise and exposure. So what I want to tell, Vishmi is handling the women's empowerment sector, but Vishmi, under the guidance of Karen makes lots of products herself, very traditional, very artistic, and like local products, like how I was showing you about the table mat she did out of what is it called? I'm not sure. I don't know the English word for that, but it's like pang. I don't know what it's called now. Karen, hearing this will really give me a I don't know. It's like haystack. Oh wow, I didn't know that. But so she makes out of coconut. She makes coconut bowls, coconut forks and spoons. So so many different things she makes, and she's actually supervising the shop goodness. So I think because Romy is also someone who's got that same class and trendy refinement, might also help us with the shop goodness, and we can connect Karen with Romy, and hopefully some point in time next week or so. And if Karen is listening to this program, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude for your superb and supreme effort to accept and put her hand up and say, I'm going to come and volunteer at the Foundation of Goodness. And I mean, she's already done many times. She's a super cook, great culinary expert. So she comes and does a lot of work at the Foundation of Goodness Women's Empowerment Sector. But this time we have appointed her as the master in charge, the consultant, like a master operator for about eight classes, and then also the shop goodness. It's unbelievable. So she will also be very happy to meet up with Romy, and I'm trying to find a time, maybe when you're there next week, I think in office. So we'll try and get her down and then have a chat with her as well. And thanks, Karen. And volunteering is priceless, if you may have heard this now.
Some great inspirational stories that we have been hearing today. What a fantastic segment that was. Thank you to all of you for bringing so much light into today's Good News Radio. And with that, we move on to our next segment. The time right now is 3:37 p.m. on Saturday, the 3rd of August, and we will be right back with the Good News Radio after this quick break.